starting lineups. Lexington, a pretty representative group from what we've seen so far last round and the USL Championship.
Yes, they have Michael Adidokan playing there. He makes his debut. He's on loan from CF Montreal, so keep an eye out for him. Christian Valeski's on a short-term contract. Like Rodriguez, he'll be looking to impress up front. Otherwise, it's a very, very strong set of experienced players versus Columbus Crew 2, who, besides Chase Adams at 16, they have 6 teenagers starting. Their oldest player is 23-year-old keeper Luke Pruter. Everybody else is younger than that. Lexington's youngest player is round about 22, Brooks Thompson. So they literally are worlds apart when it comes to average age.
So sort of like you and I here in the booth this evening,
very similar.
The good thing for Columbus is a lot of their experienced players, the guys who are in their 20s, are on the back line and in goal. So they do have stability at the back, and you see if you can find a moment of brilliance in the attack going forward. And for head coach Federico Higuain, that's really been the message early on. A very young group. They know they're going to take their lumps. They've taken them so far winless in MLS Next Pro play, but some bright moments in the last round in Open Cup that get them here this evening. Great opportunity against a USL Championship side. It's Crew 2 in the black from left to right, Lexington in the orange from right to left. Salvador Flores is our referee in green. And on a beautiful evening at Lower.com Field, we are just about set to kick things off. 6 matches today. Round 2 will take place tonight and tomorrow, and we're underway here in the U.S. Open Cup.
That sort of strength off the bench should get them out of any trouble.
Adidokan is sort of having a bit of a homecoming here to the state of Ohio, at least, and Columbus, where he was a star for 2 years at Ohio State collegiately. On loan from Montreal in MLS, Adidokan made his pro debut last match. It was a 1-minute cameo against San Antonio. Just to start tonight. You'll hear the support from the crowd. It's on the near side where the camera is, but these supporters in Columbus, whether it's the first team or the second team, make their voices heard, and this second team has had a lot of success in the young existence of MLS Next Pro. They won the inaugural title. They made it to the final the following year, lost in the final to Austin. Joe Hafferty on the opposing side for Lexington was on that Austin team. And then last year, Columbus made it to the Eastern Conference Final, where they fell to Philadelphia. So they've been synonymous with success, not only at the first team level, but the second team level as well the last couple of years.
I mentioned Joe Hafferty. There's an example of the difference between the two teams. Big money paid to get him from Las Vegas Lights. That's the quality of players. They've got Sofiane Jafal. What a good player he is as well. I mean, they're on a level much, much higher than the youngsters of Columbus Crew 2.
Adams centering some numbers here. Try from distance, deflected, and in! A bit of luck for Columbus, and they take the early lead. Owen Prestis with the strike. A bounce that's a nightmare for a keeper in Brooks Thompson. And just as you mentioned, Gary, you get that first one as a young team, your tails are up and you go from there.
Wow, I am surprised.
Floated back in, and the header all wrong in the end. Offside flag came up anyway. Gael Jabet.
He was going for the goal, Jabet, and I'm just thinking there was a square header across to Christian Valeski, which would have seemed under the circumstances a better option. It's a moot point because it was offside, but nonetheless, Terry Boss will be looking again at these players, most of whom are just outside of a regular first-team selection. I mean, of course, Kendall Burks, Joe Hafferty would be regulars, Jafal, but a lot of the others have got to work their way in, and they need to put on a good performance to impress the boss here tonight. Terry Boss, the boss. And if they don't, if they let things slip, I think that the coach will have a real hard go at them, because here we go.
Give it away. Fed through by Rodriguez. Flag stays down. Save made. Big one by Pruter.
Overturned ball there in a good position for the visiting side. Christian Valeski on the end of it. Gets it on that.
Second save for Pruter. Blind pass back, nearly given away to Adams. Now fed through. He's kept on side by the defender on the far side. In behind, it's Ortiz. Christian Ortiz slowed down. Works it back, deflected again. It only as far as Ibrasai sends it in and saved by Thompson. So issues at the back for Lexington. Careless giveaways cost. Looking back for Sai, it squeaks through still. Chance brewing again for Columbus, blocked. There's some success in space in and around the 18.
Sometimes you can pick up body language of players, and I might be 100% wrong, but Lexington SC just seem too relaxed. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll get into this match eventually, and we'll eventually score a ton of goals. But if you keep that attitude up too long, it really does become a difficult match. And I haven't seen an urgency about them. I haven't seen players geeing each other up, and the organisation on the back has been very poor so far.
Rodriguez. Goldthorpe, overlap coming from Hafferty. Goldthorpe sends it back post. Great delivery. The header off target. Foul called against Valesky anyway as he tried to gain position. Great ball in from Goldthorpe.
Much, much better. Now this is more incisive. Players running down the line, cover here, drawing defenders out of position perhaps. Bodies in the box. Yes, there's a little, looks like a little tug. That's a much better attitude there coming from Lexington.
The body language for Lexington. It's a totally different year. The team has moved from USL League One to USL Championship. New head coach, new players, but it's almost reminiscent of last year. They were on the road and they lost to Vermont. Laid off to Jafal and back again. Or Jabay, former national champion at Clemson. Nail Jabay spent last year on the other side of this rivalry. He was on FC Cincinnati too in MLS Next Pro, so he's familiar with Columbus. Goldthorpe has looked creative whenever the balls come his way. Do them well to get it his way more often. Sarah switches. They're really settling in now, Lexington. Worked around to Stauffer. Valesky getting space. Rodriguez hits it off the bar.
Brilliant play. Down that right-hand side, they kept it around and knocking around. They were patient. He gets free there.
Like you were speaking of earlier, Gary, you expect Lexington at some point to grow into this, to find those soft spaces, to pick those moments and ultimately find one. Playing with fire if you're Columbus and just continue to sit back. They have to go, Lexington, if there's going to be one last opportunity. Has to come now. Goldthorpe centering. Deflected and cleared, and there's the whistle to end the first half. Columbus holds strong of the 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup underway in the second half with Gary Bailey. I'm Joe Malfa, happy to have you with us this evening.
As soon as they see no chance of getting the ball back, they drop right back. Chase Adams, look at him there. He's almost doing a defensive midfielder's role there. That's how deep he is.
Epps. Was out for a corner, just a mental lapse from Luke Pruder, very clearly deflected off the Columbus defender, and he seemed like he certainly could have grabbed that before it went out of play. Not sure if he just had a mental lapse or thought the spin would carry it differently. Either way, it's another needless corner given to Lexington. They had two of those in the first half, where Columbus just carelessly gave away corners on poor passbacks to Lexington. Neither time were they punished for it. We'll see this time. It's again that short routine. Goldthorpe whips it in. The header off the bar. Did it stay out? Referees looking at each other. They say play on.
Wow, what a good corner setup. Ball comes back. It's one touch and in. It's a lovely ball in. Great header. Crossbar. Does it hit the post as well? I think it's...
Epps deflected. Sometimes it's a game of fortunes. Think back to the goal that Columbus scored 7 minutes in. Deflected off of a defender. Nothing that Brooks Thompson could do after the ricochet. And this one hits crossbar post right into the goalkeeper's hands.
Hit the post in the first half as well. And that's why we have cup upsets, because crazy things can happen in soccer. But there's still a long way to go. Marcus Sepp being on the field makes a big difference. He's powerful down that right-hand side. Already we've seen him whip in a few crosses.
Try from distance here, deflected and saved by Pruder. It was dipping down with some ferocity after the deflection, and Pruder parries it over the bar.
The pressure is building now, isn't it? The goalkeeper's already seen one hit the crossbar and post. Now this one here takes the deflection, wicked deflection.
Another short corner for Lexington. Space for Epps, chipped in, looking for Barbier. He's still committed forward on the turn, Rodriguez. If we do go to extra time, both teams do get that bonus 6th sub. They wouldn't even be able to use it unless they needed to make a goalkeeper switch. Some of those careless moments have been there as well for Lexington, where they've been needlessly offside.
There's the high press again, trying to induce this error.
Sean Ferdinand, back to Pruder. Sticking to it, Columbus. This is their style, they're not straying from it. And sometimes it works well like this, building out of the back. Just a bit too long on that final ball over the top toward Elliott. The moments when it comes off and looks like that, it has to feel nice for a coach like Fede. Look out, give it away. Ortiz closing in. Ortiz! Stealing a second for Columbus. Now up by 2.
Wow, can you believe it? I think that's the second shot on target for Brooks Thompson, and he's picked the ball out the back of the net twice. Really good hunting around the edge of the box there, jumping on that by Christian Ortiz. Poor defensive work by Lexington to have their pocket picked. But give the 17-year-old from the Dominican Republic credit there, because he pounces on that ball.
After that second goal, it's felt like Columbus has played with a different confidence as well. More possession. Now you can have that bit of a cushion. Here they go again. Can they put this away? Ortiz is onside. Ortiz! Save made by Thompson, giving Lexington a brief glimmer of hope still.
I thought that was a certain third goal. Lovely build-up. The defense, they were caught one short. He's got time on the ball, Christian Ortiz. And it almost goes in. It comes off his...
At 2-0, there's still hope. At 3-0, that would have been game, set, match, move on to the third round for Columbus. Still looking for that third goal now off the corner.
Oh, what a moment.
Brett Adu-Giamfi coming on for Ortiz. Adu-Giamfi, 7 goals, 6 assists last season.
From what is normally a very good Lexington SC outfit. We just haven't seen it here today so far.
Goldthorpe, good find. Epps cutting in. Epps trying to create space, close quickly by Columbus. They're not giving an inch in and around the 18. Barbier floats it. Firmino swipes at it, flicked away. Not far enough. Can they get the danger clear, Columbus? We're back in over the bar. Joe Hafferty got under it. Goal kick, and Columbus can breathe.
Good pressure coming from the visitors, but this effort here from Firmino doesn't connect with it properly. And he's a good striker of a ball normally. Nick Firmino comes to Joe Hafferty. This one is a lot closer. That's not far away, but again, hasn't hit target. Hasn't forced Luke Pruder to have to make a save.
Their only official shot on target in this second half was the one that got deflected, if you remember, early in this second half, and it was dipping down. Pruder made the great save to put it over the bar. So their only shot on target of the second half wasn't even a clean shot on target. It was only made dangerous by the deflection. Now Epps. To the end line, Epps to the back post, Goldthorpe. Urgency now, but is it a little case of too little too late for Lexington?
decent ball whipped in again. Maybe almost too much pace on the ball. The strikers in the middle couldn't get to it. And Goldthorpe and the far post couldn't get to it either. But there's just something missing from the Lexington game today. And you get days like that. Maybe when all the analysis is done with Terry Boss and the rest of the coaching staff, they'll just say, you know what, it wasn't our day. But I think then you also have to look at how well Columbus Crew 2 have played. The way they've taken their chances and the way these youngsters have defended.
Seen some goals pop up elsewhere now. On the brink of halftime, South Georgia Tormenta of USL League One up 1-0 on Foro, one of the amateur sides that got through the first round. Charlotte Independence of USL League One are tied at 1 with Carolina Core of MLS Next Pro. So a pair of third division sides there. One USL League One, one MLS Next Pro. 1-1, 15 minutes in. And also 15 minutes in, Inter Miami 2 of Next Pro, or 0-0 with Miami FC in the sort of Miami Derby light. It's been fun the last few years seeing the Miami Derby between Inter Miami's first team and Miami FC. It's the first time it's been Inter Miami's second team. Rolled ahead for Burke in behind. Corey Burke, save made, second effort. Couldn't get it on frame. Pruder makes the stop.
If you look at how good the finishing has been for Columbus Crew 2, that from Corey Burke is not the quality that he's capable of. It's not a good finish from Christian Ortiz, not the same from Corey Burke.
Goldthorpe, great touch. And earns a corner. Goldthorpe started his young career.
I mean, literally, I think there's been 2 shots on target. Both have hit the back of the net. One a deflected shot, one a good finish from Christian Ortiz, and that's all he's had to do. Oh, and one very good save, yes. Can't forget about that from Christian Ortiz.
It's not like you to shortchange a goalkeeper, Gary. Denotto will come on for Nico Rincon. Just a second sub by Columbus. So Fede Higuain has just trusted this group to go out there, grit through it. Almost a throwback performance to the old days of just 3 substitutions, where he's relied on this group. Why change a thing when it's been structured, it's been organized, it's been on top of its game? Late change here with Rincon off and Denotto on. Feels like anybody that Columbus brings on, obviously, as you pointed out earlier, is trusting a young player in a big situation because their whole bench comprised of teenagers. But again, just what does it say from Federico Higuain trusting a 15, just turned 16-year-old in Denotto to come on and see this game out? That's who you turn to. That's trust in a young group in a big moment, especially the way they play, possessing out of the back. Denotto dropping all the way deep here to be that focal point in the possession. Adams clicks it along. Brilliant from Adams. Do they have an exclamation point here? Columbus, yes they do! Columbus Crew 2 on to round 3 of the Open Cup. It's Brent Adu-Giampi.
That's a very good finish and a great bit of play. Chase Adams, little back heel and awareness of where Brent was is just top class. Have a look here. Just there, that little back heel. Then he's got the pace, Brent, to get there. He's got a couple of...
Final whistle. Columbus Crew 2 of MLS Next Pro pull off the upset over Lexington SC from the jump.